What's going on, guys? It's Michael MGF, and today I'm going to be doing another LEGO Star Wars 2014 set review on the Death Star Troopers. And the set number for this one is 75034. The recommended ages are 6 through 12, and it has a piece count, which is not pictured on the box, of 100. And it's only one piece more than the Kashyyyk Troopers, which is kind of funny. But yeah, so this set retails for $12.99, just like the other two battle packs included with the 2014 lineup. And just so you are aware, these sets are not actually out in the US yet. They will be soon, though, around the end of this month, as I'm aware. And I actually got this overseas, so if you want the sets now, it would probably be the best thing to do is to have them shipped to you from Europe, which is what I did. And definitely a great idea, because I'd rather have these sets now than a month from now. So yeah, this set is really great. I think the cannon is pretty nice, and we get two Royal Guards, though. I don't think we've seen Royal Guards for quite some time. I think it's great to see them again, but I don't think they're necessary in this set. But I'll get into all of that in just a moment. But for right now, let's go ahead and take a look at all four of the minifigures included with the Death Star Troopers. So we're going to start off with the Imperial Gunner. Now, I think we have received versions of the Imperial Gunner in the past, but this is easily the best one. And that is simply because the amount of accuracy that it has, given that the suit in the actual movie is a little bit, simple looking. And you can see that this helmet is actually a completely new mold. It is entirely unique to this set, and or exclusive rather, and you can see that it's a really accurate looking helmet in terms of proportions, and it definitely looks absolutely fantastic. You have the Imperial logo printed right on the front of his helmet there, looking very awesome, and he even has a little blue and red light on the right side of his helmet, and I thought that was really great because it just adds a nice level of detail. And then you can see his torso printing is very, very nice. He has some ripples within his suit there, along with his utility belt on the front. And then on the back of the torso, you have even more ripple effects. And it's pretty much a very simple looking torso, but it is definitely really awesome and definitely effective for this minifigure. And you can see what's really great about this minifigure is the leg printing. Now, the leg printing, also having belt printing, is just really great. Even though it's just basic gray lines, it is still really nice because it's very useful. And I'm sure that all of us can probably find a good use out of those legs, just having that print on them. It's a great little printing detail. So you can see that we do have the new blasters included with our Imperial Gunner here. And now this Imperial Gunner, obviously he's part of the Empire, he's the bad guy, so he gets a red laser, and obviously the Empire's, their laser bolts are all red anyway with their blasters, but you can see this is the new blaster, and if you haven't already heard, if you didn't catch my Kashyyyk Troopers Battle Pack review, these are the new blasters. Now, my only problem with these blasters is that they look like hair dryers. That's what they look like. I mean, they are really effective as a playability feature, because if you see this little lever right on the top, if you go ahead and just push down on it, then the stud will fire. Now, it's kind of a problem because you can easily misplace these studs. Now, the LEGO group does actually include a total of 8 extra studs in case you do lose them, and I'm not going to lie, I had to grab one of the extra ones right there because I did actually just misplace that one, and it's kind of a problem. Now, for those of us who wanted a more accurate blaster, this one's nice for playability. It's probably one of the most brilliant playability features that the LEGO group has ever developed, but in terms of accuracy, for those of us who wanted more accurate looking blasters like the DC-15S and DC-15As, well, this isn't exactly what we would have liked. And obviously these guys wouldn't even have DC-15S or DC-15A blasters. So yeah, it's just me with the blasters, but I just think, for playability, this is a brilliant little feature, and it definitely makes for a great innovation move on the LEGO group's part. And now that I've re-explained the blaster, we can go ahead and remove the helmet here, and you'll see that this guy has a more of a concerned facial expression. This head is actually unique to this Imperial Gunner alone, because the secondary Imperial Gunner actually has his own unique face, which I'll get to in just a moment. But you can see this one's very nice, definitely a great looking head, and he's even got a headset printed onto the left side there, which is very nice. So there is Imperial Gunner number 1. And Imperial Gunner number 2 is practically the exact same thing, just with a more confident and more timid looking facial expression, and he has the exact same headset printed onto the left side there as well. So definitely a really great head overall, and just a great Imperial Gunner as a whole. It's just a really fantastic minifigure and very accurate. Definitely a great addition to the Empire minifigures in the LEGO Star Wars line. So there is your Imperial Gunner. And we have the return of the Royal Guard minifigure. We have not seen these guys in a LEGO set since 2008 when I started my YouTube channel, and that's a long time. So it's great to see these guys again, it really is. But my only problem with the Royal Guard here is I don't see their place in this set. I mean, I just think it would probably have been more appropriate to have two stormtroopers in this set rather than have the Royal Guards, because Royal Guards are usually guarding the Emperor, and they're never really they're not an infantry type of soldier in the Empire. So what I'm saying is that's what battle packs are meant for. You're not supposed to see this type of guard in a battle pack. You're usually getting stormtroopers and commanders and things like that. So I think it would have probably been more appropriate to just wait a few more months and have the Royal Guards appear, make their big return back into the Imperial Star Destroyer, which is coming out later in this summer, which probably would have been better. But we do have them now, and it is definitely great to see them once more. Now, this Royal Guard is practically the exact same Royal Guard that we have gotten since the beginning of LEGO Star Wars, aside from the simple fact that the arms are now dark red, the staff is a semi-new design, and then we have the cape, which is now red on the back. It's a normal red on the back, and then what's really cool about it is that it's actually dark red on the inside. Now, can they please do that with like a Robin minifigure and have it, two colors? That would be awesome. But you can see we have the dark red arms, which are a nice addition, definitely add for a nice variety of color within the Royal Guard, but it's not that big of a difference. Now you can see the staff is cool and all, but it's just a couple pieces thrown together. It's nothing unique at all. It's pretty pathetic, if you ask me, but it's okay because it does resemble that of a Royal Guard staff, regardless of how simple the design is. And I think a normal spear like the Royal Guards we had back in 2008 would have sufficed and would have been just fine, but it is what it is, and it's alright. And you can see the helmet is actually the exact same helmet that we received ever since the Royal Guards became a minifigure. It's the same one, no new design with that, but it is definitely great to see it again. And underneath it is a black head. There is no face for the Royal Guard, and that is okay because obviously you never really did see their faces in any of the movies. And you can see we have the standard torso for the Royal Guard. This is the same torso for the Royal Guard. There's no difference with the Royal Guard's torso. There is no back printing because obviously you have a cape and there's no need for back printing. But it's just pretty much the exact same Royal Guard, aside from the new double-sided cape, the simple design change with the staff, and then the dark red arms. So that's pretty much it for the Royal Guard. I think it would have been better to have these guys reappear in the Star Destroyer rather than in this set, given that this is a battle pack, but it is still nice to see them once again. Okay, so now that we've gone over the minifigures, I'm going to go ahead and move aside the box and the minifigures temporarily, just so we can get a look at the actual cannon included with the set. And it's actually a pretty nice cannon, but the first thing I noticed upon building this is that it kind of looks like a bird from this side. And that's simply because the two disc pieces here, they kind of look like an eyeball. It'd have to be a pretty long beak for a bird, but I don't know. That's just kind of what I thought of it when I saw it. But you can see on the tip here of the cannon, we actually have what looks to be two flick-fire missiles, which they essentially are two flick-fire missiles. Those are flick-fire missiles, but they don't have the flick-fire missile functionality. They're just kind of shoved in the front of the cannon there, which is okay. I mean, design-wise, it looks fine, because we do actually get a flick-fire missile right here. So these are just kind of for looks, while this is the actual playability function. And what you do is you simply just push back on this gear piece with the cone attached to the front of it, and then it fires a pretty weak flick-fire missile. And putting that back in, you can see we do have a rotating chair right here, and the rotating chair, I don't really see why the rotating chair is necessary when I don't really think the Death Star or the Imperial Gunner is going to need to spin around when he's trying to aim at rebel ships. So yeah, let's aim at an X-Wing, and I'll just face this way, and it'll all go well. Don't worry, he's got it down. It's all good. But yeah, so obviously they sit very nicely on the chair piece, but there's no control panel, so they're just kind of there. It's like, I don't even think they need a spot there if there's no control panel piece. But I mean, this is only a 100-piece set, so I mean, that's pretty much all the LEGO group could do, which is fine. And this really does consist of a lot of nice pieces. You can see this piece right here. You don't see a lot of those all the time, so it's great to get some disc pieces, some disc plates rather. And yeah, so you'll notice that it can bend up and down, which is a very minor feature. But something I did notice when building this is that you do actually have two different color connectors with this function here, and one is is black here, and then on the other side you have a gray connector in there. And that's just something I noticed when building this, but regardless, it is a pretty nice build. But the only problem I have with this entire set is that the Royal Guards, of course, I mean the Imperial Gunners, they have their Imperial gun, but they don't, the Royal Guards don't have a place. They're just kind of going to be off in the background, and they're just guarding absolutely nothing. So, it's a sad story, which is why I think in this set it would have been more appropriate to get a couple of Stormtroopers, and then maybe in the Imperial Star Destroyer coming out later this summer, it would be more appropriate to bring back the Royal Guards then. But that's just my opinion. I mean, the set's already out, we have Royal Guards, so it's great to see them again. I just think maybe they could have come back a little bit later rather than right now, but still a very solid set, a great battle pack, especially for fans of the original trilogy like myself, and definitely a great set overall. And the cannon, even though it is a little bird-like, it is definitely pretty nice, and for that reason I definitely recommend this set. So let's go ahead and take a look at the box, and then we'll take a look at the instruction manual, extra pieces, and conclude this review. Now, just like the Kashyyyk Troopers Battle Pack that I reviewed, this is the European version of the box, therefore we do not have the piece count on this side, or on the left side, or the choking hazard in the bottom right-hand corner. And as you can see on the back here, we do have all the features that I just went over, and an action shot in the top right corner here, and you can see we have the cannon firing at what you should probably assume is a Rebel Alliance cruiser. And then on the top here, sorry, I just woke up and I started to record. It's just kind of how I do things. But you'll see we have the new blasters supporting the actual size reference, and usually we have the minifigures supporting the actual size reference, so that is definitely a change and a nice way to promote their new blasters that LEGO is including with these sets. So that is pretty much it for the box, and of course we have the new 2014 look with Darth Vader as the main mascot for LEGO Star Wars. And just like the other battle packs within the 2014 line, we have our neatly folded instruction manual. And this one is actually an even shorter page build than the Kashyyyk Troopers battle pack that I just reviewed. This is only a 22-page build, if I can just get to it. There we go. Right there. You can see it's only 22 pages. And it's a really short build. Definitely nothing time consuming. This is just a mess here. There you go. Fold that. And you can see we have the same advertisements that we had with the other set that I just reviewed, the Kashyyyk Troopers. I'm comparing like everything to the Kashyyyk Troopers battle pack that I just reviewed, but you should definitely check that out. You can see we have the same checklist with all the mainstream sets, excluding the exclusive sets and the microfighters. Therefore, we don't have the police gunship, the tri-fighter, or the microfighters. So still pretty cool to see them all on one page. And you can see we have all the new minifigures. We have different renders of all of them in kind of like a checklist formation as well, which is definitely pretty nice. And those just look so awesome. I'm so looking forward to getting all those minifigures and reviewing these sets. It's going to be really a hell of a time. And yeah, so there's the instruction manual, and of course we have that same picture of that same kid we've gotten on the back of instruction manuals for God knows how many years. How old is that kid now? My God. But yeah, so there's the instruction manual for the Death Star Troopers. So the LEGO group was quick to recognize a problem that these blasters present, in that simple fact that if you go ahead and take the blaster and you fire it, I mean, it hit a wall and bounced back to me, but in someone else's case, if you're just firing it across the room, odds are you're probably going to lose a good few of these studs. So, for that reason, LEGO Group has elected to include 8 extra studs in all the sets that these blasters will be included in. So that is definitely a good idea, because you'll have 8 opportunities to lose one of these studs. That's good. But you can see here we do have a extra 4 connectors here. We have 2 black ones and then 2 gray ones, so whoop-de-doo. And then we have the diabolical face, which is behind these new blasters' creation, just enjoying the fact that we have to look at their hilarious proportions and losing all of the studs every time we fire them. So he's just like, I will rule the LEGO Star Wars universe as one. So yeah, he's evil. Evil little piece, but if you didn't know, that is the same clip piece that you do attach into the blaster. So he's the one responsible for everything. So yeah, there you go. Extra pieces. Now let's go ahead and finish off this review. Damn it, where did my blaster go? Hey man, look, I found this new hair dryer. See, watch. That's not a hair dryer. That's my blaster. Why are you guys even here? Alright guys, so that about does it for this review on the LEGO Star Wars 2014 Death Star Troopers Battle Pack. I think this is an absolutely brilliant set, and it's about time that we got some decent looking Imperial Gunners. And like I mentioned, I think the Royal Guards are great. It's just I don't think they have a place in a battle pack, which is why I don't think they're really meant for a battle pack. And that's why we're going to have the Imperial Star Destroyer coming out later in the summer. And I think if the Royal Guards returned in that set and not this one just yet, I think that would have been more appropriate. But we do have the Royal Guards now, and it is pretty cool regardless. And the cannon is also pretty nice, as I mentioned, just with some very minor problems. So yeah guys, that is it for the review on the Death Star Troopers, and it's going to be a little while longer until I get to my next reviews. The next ones are going to be on the Utapau Troopers and Battle of Seleucami, and then I will go from there. But for right now, I'm still waiting on those to arrive. And yeah, but if you enjoyed this review or found it informative, you can also follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Links to both of those are in the description below, and there I post all kinds of behind the scenes photos and updates of what I'm up to and what's to come for this channel. And if you found this review informative, be sure to leave this video a like below, as your support really does go a long way. It's a lot more difficult to make these reviews than you think. A lot of editing goes into these reviews, so your support is very much appreciated. And yeah guys, so there is the Death Star Troopers. Definitely a great addition to the 2014 lineup, and hopefully we'll get a new Rebels battle pack in the near future, because these guys are kind of alone. And that's probably the only problem that this battle pack presents, is that we have a lack of Rebels within this lineup. So yeah guys, that is it, and I will catch you guys later. Alright.
Bye.
Aside from the box, he's gone. Goodbye, box. Now there's a hair and a speck. Son of a bitch, go away. And we have our neatly assorted, really? What the hell does that mean? Return of the Royal Guards, as far as I'm concerned. And just to make sure, I'm gonna go ahead and look that up. Gosh damn it. Gosh damn it. Ow.